Hello, everybody. Good day, good evening, good afternoon. Terilee Harrison here from Team Referral Network Virtual Chapters, and I'm here with Cheri Pierson. Cheri, welcome.
Hi.
So great to have you here today. Cheri is a health and freedom coach. She's a network marketing professional. She has a passion for changing lives. She's with Isagenix. She's out of the Southern California area. And I'm just delighted to have you with me here for a few minutes. Cheri, great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Terilee.
Oh, no, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. You and Steve have such a wonderful story of how you've turned your health around in recent years. Would you like to take a second and talk to us a little bit about that? I'd love for you to share.
Oh, sure. Well, let's see. About 3.5 years ago, we just got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we were looking for a solution. We had a friend who had lost about 55 pounds using the Isagenix system. And that was about all the research we did. We went, okay, whatever, we'll try it. And we tried it, and we were amazed because in 4 days, we just felt terrific. It is amazing what happens when you put really great nutrition in your body. It notices, it wakes up, and it goes, thank you. Thank you so much. And in the course of time, we lost 120 pounds between the two of us. And we've kept it off, and we've just gotten so healthy. And then we've been privileged to help so many other people get healthy as well. And we've, changed our retirement picture in the process and helped other people to do the same as well.
Isn't that a great story, everybody? Just that opportunity to not only change their life, like when you see pictures, if you're not connected to Cheri yet, connect with her on social media. But when you see the pictures, you can just see the change, and it's a delightful transformation to see and to know how many people that you're helping. So is there anything else that you would love to share about your work and why you love it before we get into our topic of the day?
I just turned 64, and so I've done a lot of things in my life. I've been an Army officer. I've been in nursing. I've been in computers. I've done a lot of different things in my years, but nothing that has been so rewarding that I can't wait to get up and see the messages from people who are living life to the fullest, who this is the thing. Terilee, you and I, we're in that other end of the life thing, and a lot of people who are younger and a lot of people who get there think this is just the way you have to feel. And I am here to tell you, I thought so too. And you do not have to feel tired, run down. You just need to put great stuff in your body. If you had a really good car, when you got the oil change, you'd make sure they put the best oil in it. Well, you have a body that was given to you, and put the best fuel in it, and it will respond accordingly. And it's so wonderful to watch that happen in people's lives.
That is good stuff. That is good stuff. So I happen to know that you would love to talk to us today also about video conferencing burnout. And none of us, well, I was online and you were online, I'm sure, with your business. But I don't think any of us expected 6 months ago, however many months it's been, that we would actually be like, this is how we operate every day, right?
Right.
So I would love for you to share some of your knowledge around this and some ways to work around it, because I definitely feel it some days. And I'm sure that the people who are watching totally know what I mean. And if you have questions regarding this, feel free to put them in the comments.
Yes, absolutely. Well, life is digital now. I mean, it's so digital, and, we've been brought into it kicking and screaming. I mean, has 2020, been brought into so many things kicking and screaming, but here we are. This is it. Life is difficult, and if digital, not difficult, but sometimes it is. But it is digital, and so here we are. But we have to make the most of it, and it's a learning curve, for a lot of us. And I have to say that before this, I used to say, do I have to learn one more thing? Do I have to learn, because everything is changing so quickly. And to do my job, I've had to learn, just to become a lot more tech savvy, even though I was a systems programmer. But heck, that was 20 years ago. That's changed a lot. So anyway, but it's a blessing. Can you imagine doing this COVID quarantine without being able to talk to people like this? Oh my gosh, we would all be so lonely. So here we are, we have it. But it's interesting. Did you know that it's actually a bit more difficult to interact with people this way, rather than in person? You get to see my hands, but with a lot of people, you don't. You don't see their hands, you don't see their gestures, and so you have to make a lot of assumptions. And you're working without realizing it. You're working much, much harder trying to figure out, well, what's Terilee thinking and what are they doing? And are people really interested, or are they kind of on their phone and not letting you see? Your mind is working a lot trying to get the normal social cues that we have. So you can take some breaks from that if you happen to be like on I personally like to see people's faces, and I want to see them, and I hate the mask because I'm a mouth reader a lot, so I miss that. But if you're doing a kind of a training or something like that where people don't need to see your face, turn it off. Give yourself a rest. Give yourself a rest from worrying about what are you looking like and what are you touching and what might, give yourself a break when you can. That's okay. But do show yourself, like I did a Bible study last night, and some of the women didn't show themselves, and I wanted to get to know them. So I was kind of bummed about that. So there's certain, if you're doing a happy hour with your friends, you might want to be seen. If you're doing a networking thing, you want to be seen. But if you're doing a class or something like that, give yourself a break. Turn it off. You don't have to always be on stage, So that's one thing. Another thing is FOMO. I mean, we love FOMO. We try to generate FOMO, right? Of course. Well, all of these amazing people, some we know and some we don't. Terilee's pretty amazing. She gives us free trainings every Sunday night. But so it Tony Robbins is, and Brendon Burchard is, and Eric Worre is, and all these people are giving us free trainings. You're like, well, it's free, and I could never afford to see them normally, and whatever. Well, I've said yes to so many of those, and you wind up, you're burning yourself out. You're doing more because it's free and because it's there than you can actually take on, So, sometimes just say no. Say no and concentrate on the things that you want to do. Just make good choices. Don't overload yourself. Remember that even though it's digital, you have to be there and you have to be present. And even if it's free, if you can't put your mind into it, you're not going to get anything out of it, right? And you're doing a disservice to the presenter if you can't be fully there for them either. Another thing is, if you have a meeting, especially if you're doing a fun meeting like a happy hour or maybe even a Bible study, or even if it's a networking meeting and you can, not be distracting with it, go outside. Go outside. Of course, here we're filled with smoke in California, but generally speaking, go outside, get a change of venue, go do it in your dining room. I do most of it in my office, but do something, make a change. And even actually, we talked about Brendon Burchard a minute ago. I follow what Brendon Burchard does, which is you work for 50 minutes, just like a psychologist or something like that. Work for 50 minutes and get up for 10. Go out, walk, move, set your intention for the next 50 minutes. You'll be so much more productive. And you've got to move your body. If you're sitting in your chair on the screen all the time, it's going to hurt your neck, your shoulders, your back. So get up and move your body. And the last one I want to talk about is perspective. Now, I could do an entire hour on positivity because that is my thing, okay? I could talk about positivity all day long, but have a positive perspective. We're actually blessed, like we said in the beginning. So if you, instead of going, I have to get on this meeting, I have to do this, I have to do that, approach it with that intention we were just talking about. I'm here, I'm going to add value, I'm here to bless people, I'm here to learn something, I'm blessed to be able to have this in this time, etc. And that will improve the whole experience for you if you have a positive perspective.
Mm, that is such good stuff. That is such good stuff. I've learned some lessons along the way, Cheri, and one was when we first went on lockdown, I was like, well, no one's going anywhere. So I would book online appointments like 7 days a week. I thought, no one's going anywhere. You know, what else are we going to do? And I quickly found out within a couple of weeks, I was like, oh, no. So then I quit booking on the weekend, right? But yet I was still like completely overwhelmed because I didn't take control of my calendar and set boundaries with my open calendar that people can book, right? And so someone gave me a gift, I don't know, 6 weeks ago. It was time to go so fast. 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago. And she says, 2 days a week, I don't take calls. And I was like, hey, that sounds really nice. So then I did that. And now I've taken it one more step further. Are you ready? So because then everybody all crammed in, and the days I did take calls, it was back to back to back to back to back. And I could be sitting here with no break for 5 hours. I was like, oh, no. So right. my latest is I allow them to book in like 30-minute segments, like once an hour. So I can get a call. Sometimes it goes over a little bit, but get that break. And as you say, move around, pick up something I need to do. And it's been a journey for me to learn. Do you have any comments on any of that as well?
Well, certainly we do have to control our calendar, and we have to know what works for you. I use Calendly, and it says something about it will automatically give you a 15-minute break on either side, so it won't allow anybody to book in that. So it automatically gives you a 15-minute break, which I really like. And because everything is so digital, I moved away from, my daughter and I were talking, I spent $60 on this wonderful planner at the beginning of the year. I mean, that's the biggest waste of money anybody did. And then I just finally found that having everything in my Google Calendar, did you know that I did not know this? So if you people do not know this, and you do a lot of events through Facebook, you can go, and when you can go on the 3 dots and do add to my calendar, and it will automatically add the event to your calendar, to your Google Calendar, with all the information associated with that event.
Hey, that's a tip.
Yeah. So every time I go and I say, oh yeah, I'm going to go to that event, then the next thing I do is add it to my calendar. And I just realized that about 3 or 4 months ago. It is great. You don't have to go open your calendar. It does the whole thing for you. So that alone was worth y'all listening.
Hey, no doubt. I think for me, I don't know if people know, would you consider yourself an extrovert or an introvert, Cheri?
I am actually quite shy, and I have worked very hard on being, a social, outgoing person. As a matter of fact, this is just a plug here. I'm reading this book. This will tell you. Get out of your head. Stop the spiral of toxic thoughts. But that's one of the things, personal development, to help me, and that's another thing. Make sure that you're putting things in your schedule for your personal development. Don't let all your time be booked by other people. You need time to invest in you, because you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah, so true. So true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. And we forget that.
Yes. I've had times when I did have those back to back meetings, and like being introverted, I need time to recharge, right? So I would literally sometimes even like walk into my bedroom, and like where the blinds are shut and it's dark, it's the middle of the day, and just sit on the bed and and breathe, right? And just
Yeah.
chill until I could like recharge enough to go back and do anything else. And so no matter what you're facing, you can get control of your schedule. Give yourself permission for all these things that Cheri's been sharing, because I think that even when we're able to do more face-to-face, I think a lot of our lives have gone more digital than, I don't think that many people will completely shift back, right? So
Right.
this is our new life, and we want to optimize and feel good doing it. So,
Well, it
and,
has
and
been a bit of a blessing to me. Oh, I was just going to say it has been a blessing to me because I live in the boonies. So it has, it has made more people willing to meet with me online. So that is kind of nice.
that is so awesome. That is so awesome. So if you love what Cheri's had to say, if you love her story, if you'd like to get to know her better and just get more information about what she's up to, if you are someone who is a health and wellness practitioner and would like to just maybe look at strategizing with her, collaborating with her to serve more people, you can find Cheri, connect with her at healthypearson@gmail.com. And Cheri, I just want to thank you for your time today. It was so great to have this time on screen and be able to shine your light out for people to get to know you. And I look forward to seeing you on screen anytime we can.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you so much, Terilee. You have a wonderful evening. And thank you all who tuned in to listen. I really appreciate it. And please do connect. I'd love to get to know you better.
Awesome, everyone. We'll keep an eye on the replay comments. And also, if you have some Zoom tips or video conferencing fatigue tips or comments you'd like to share, we'll keep an eye on comment. And everyone have a great rest of your day or a good evening.
Thank you.